Bem-vindo ao Deep Dumps. No Deep Dumps, nossa missão é ajudá-lo a passar nos exames de certificação com confiança. Acesse os exames de prática mais recentes, PDFs e testes online, sempre atualizados conforme os padrões reais. Com nosso material pronto para o exame, você terá os recursos certos sempre à mão. Milhares de alunos confiam no Deep Dumps, e muitos conquistam a aprovação já na primeira tentativa. Oferecemos suporte 24 de julho por e-mail ou chat ao vivo. E nossos especialistas estão prontos para esclarecer dúvidas e orientá-lo passo a passo. Baixe as perguntas e respostas em PDF. Pratique com questões de qualidade e explicações claras. E avance rumo ao sucesso garantido.
Question 1. A business process needs to perform a multi-step calculation on each contact record in a list, using an integration procedure to process the list. What feature can be used to meet this requirement? Option A. Conditional block. Option B. Loop block. Option C. Data raptor transform action. Option D. Batch action. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B, loop block. Question 2. A company wants to create a guided process for their customers. The process needs to retrieve data from Salesforce as well as external systems. And the steps of the process will branch depending on input from the user. Users will complete the process in a single session. How should the consultant design the solution to meet these requirements? Option A. Omni scripts and integration procedures. Option B. Flex cards and data raptors. Option C. Omni scripts and data raptors. Option D. Flex cards and integration procedure. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A, Omni scripts and integration procedures. Question 3. A business has the following requirements. To display cases for an account, the user should see all of the cases on the canvas. The user should be able to create a new case from the canvas. The consultant decides to use states to enable this functionality. Which type of state should the consultant recommend to allow users to create a new case from the canvas? Option A. Edit mode state. Option B. New card state. Option C. Blank card state. Option D. Active card state. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B, new card state. Question 4. A business wants to create a flex card for mobile plans to add to their customer 360 degrees console application. The flex card needs to include the following actions. Start a process to retrieve plan consumption data, create a new case, open a promotions web page, change the SIM card. Which combination should the consultant use in designing a solution? Option A. Event, navigate and card. Option B. OmniScript and navigate. Option C. Flyout and OmniScript. Option D. Custom event and redirect URL. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B, OmniScript and navigate. Question 5. A company wants to create a new customer buying journey for their website. The buying journey should include the following functionality. Allow the user to enter contact and address information. Require the user to enter age, gender, requirements. Choose 3. Option A. Integration procedures. Option B. OmniScript. Option C. Expression sets and decision matrices. Option D. OmniOut. Option E. Flex card. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A. Integration procedures. Option B. OmniScript. Option C. Expression sets and decision matrices. Question 6. Which of the following are integration procedure actions? Option A. Email. Option B. PDF. Option C. Type ahead. Option D. OmniScript. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option A. Email. Question 7. A company needs to create some boundaries for their sales teams regarding the minimum and maximum discounts that can be applied to their orders. The discount thresholds are set using adjustments such as 5%, 10%, 15%, 20%, 25%, and 30%. The minimum adjustment and the maximum adjustment are determined by their region and their customer lifetime score. Which tools should the consultant recommend to meet these requirements? Choose 2. Option A. Data Raptor Transform. Option B. OmniStudio Action. Option C. Expression Set. Option D. Decision Matrix. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. Expression Set. Option D. Decision Matrix. Question 8. A consultant needs to design an OmniScript to capture the following information. Select one payment method from a list of options. Enter the address information with autocomplete. Enter a phone number. Which OmniScript elements should be used to capture this information? Option A. Multi-select, address, and telephone. Option B. Checkbox, geolocation, and number. Option C. Radio, type ahead, and telephone. Option D. Select, type ahead, and number. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. Radio, type ahead, and telephone. Question 9. An auto insurance company has different rates for each state in the country. The company needs to manage the rates separately, but the formula to calculate the premiums is the same. All the input and output are the same. Only the values in the rating tables differ. Which OmniStudio tool should the consultant recommend to meet this requirement? Option A. Data Raptor Transform with an interface map. Option B. Aggregation steps in an expression set. Option C. Grouped decision matrix. Option D. Class-based expression set. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. Grouped decision matrix. Question 10. A consultant receives a requirement to display products installed at an account site in a customer's 360 degrees flex card view. The business requires that the width of the fields displayed should change depending on the device used to view the flex card. For example, the product name and model field elements should display at full width on mobile devices, but they should shrink to 60% on devices such as laptops and desktops. How should the consultant design the flex card to meet this requirement? Option A. Create 2 flex cards, one for mobile devices and another for non-mobile devices. Option B. Enable the responsive feature on the product name and model field elements. Option C. Enable the mobile first feature in flex card settings. Option D. Create 2 states, one for mobile devices and another for non-mobile devices. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Enable the responsive feature on the product name and model field elements. Question 11. In an integration procedure, what group element will control whether an individual action executes? Option A. Conditional block. Option B. Cache block. Option C. Try-catch block. Option D. Loop block. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A, conditional block. Question 12. A company has account information that they want to display to agents in a summarized view. For each account, they want to display icons that allow the user to launch guided processes for frequent tasks. The processes are reused in other parts of the business. Which three OmniStudio tools are needed to meet these requirements? Choose 3. Option A, OmniStudio Actions. Option B, Flyouts. Option C, OmniScript. Option D, Flex Cards. Option E, Navigate Actions. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B, Flyouts. Option C, OmniScript. Option D, Flex Cards. Question 13. A business wants to add type ahead functionality to an existing OmniScript. The business wants the user to begin entering the name of a contact in Salesforce and allow the user to select the contact once it has found a match. Once the contact has been selected, the OmniScript should retrieve the contact's email address for use in a later step of the process. What data source is needed when using the type ahead element? Option A, Integration Procedure Action. Option B, Data Raptor Extract Action. Option C, Data Raptor Post Action. Option D, HTTP Action. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B, Data Raptor Extract Action. Question 14. An investment portfolio manager wants to build a console to display client information, profile attributes, investment instrument information. There are more than 20 profile attributes. Each investment instrument has 15 fields of information to display. The fields should be grouped logically. How should the consultant design a solution to meet the requirements? Option A, an OmniScript with a step for client information. Block elements for investment instruments. Option B, a header flex card for client information and profile attributes. Flex cards for investment instrument information. Option C, a header flex card for client information and profile attributes. Child flex cards for investment instruments with a flyout for additional information. Option D, a header flex card for client information with a flyout for profile attributes. Child flex cards for investment instruments with a flyout for additional information. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D, a header flex card for client information with a flyout for profile attributes. Child flex cards for investment instruments with a flyout for additional information. Question 15. A company needs an OmniScript to allow customers to order products and services from their website. After the order is submitted, the customer should be able to download a PDF summary of the order. What type of data raptor should the consultant recommend to meet this requirement? Option A, Data Raptor Extract. Option B, Data Raptor Load. Option C, Data Raptor Transform. Option D, Data Raptor Turbo Extract. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C, Data Raptor Transform. Question 16. A consultant designs a flex card with 5 card states following best practices. 4 of the card states have a condition. At runtime, if 2 of the states' condition are true, which state will be displayed? Option A, the state with a true condition that has the highest priority. Option B, the state closest to the top of the canvas. Option C, the first state with the highest priority closest to the top of the canvas. Option D, the first state with a true condition closest to the top of the canvas. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D, The first state with a true condition closest to the top of the canvas. Question 17. Which of the following is a key difference between integration procedures and data raptors? Option A. Integration procedures can access data from external sources. Option B. Integration procedures can retrieve data from multiple related objects. Option C. Data raptors can invoke multiple actions in a single server call. Option D. Data raptors can access data from external sources. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option A. Integration procedures can access data from external sources. Question 18. A business wants to create an Omni script that allows call center agents to schedule field service appointments for customers. The process needs to retrieve available appointment dates from an external system via a REST API, and then display them to the user for selection in a drop-down list. Once the user selects a date, a confirmation should display with rich text and images. Which three Omni script elements should be used to meet these requirements? Choose 3. Option A. Select. Option B. Text block. Option C. HTTP action. Option D. Multi-select. Option E. Text area. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option A. Select. Option B. Text block. Option C. HTTP action. Question 19. A company implements an integration procedure that is invoked from an Omni script. The integration procedure includes a very long-running process that makes users impatient. Which feature should the consultant recommend to improve performance and address users' concerns? Option A. Batch jobs. Option B. Chaining. Option C. Conditions. Option D. Try-catch. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Chaining. Question 20. A business needs a 360 degrees view of their accounts, including a flex card to display all of the products sold to the account. The business identified 20 different data elements and 10 actions that users would need when viewing the product information. Once all of the elements were collected together on the flex card, it looked cluttered. What flex card feature should the consultant recommend to address this issue? Option A. Zones. Option B. States. Option C. Actions. Option D. Flyouts. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option D. Flyouts. Question 21. A company uses expression sets to determine product pricing. Due to the company's pricing schedules, there is always more than one calculation procedure active at one time for a given date. In this scenario, how will the calculation engine select which expression set to run? Option A. Date modified. Option B. Rank. Option C. Date created. Option D. Sequence. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Rank. Question 22. An insurance company decides to use calculation procedures and matrices to calculate premium costs for new insurance policies. Prices change very frequently, resulting in multiple copies of the rating or pricing tables. What is an advantage of calculation procedures that the consultant should highlight in this scenario? Option A. Allows multiple versions that will execute based on when the request is made. Option B. Allows text concatenation using algebraic operators. Option C. Allows AI integration to calculate next best offer using policy attributes. Option D. Allows aggregate functions. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option A allows multiple versions that will execute based on when the request is made. Question 23. In OmniScript, how can pages or groups of fields be controlled based on the choices made by the user? Option A. Use the radio input property for a step or block element. Option B. Use the conditional view property on a step or block element. Option C. Add cancel and save options for the user. Option D. Create child OmniScripts for branched flow. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Use the conditional view property on a step or block element. Question 24. When a call center agent interacts with a customer, the agent must have all of the customer's related information available for a quick response. The business requires the agent to have access to a view with information about a customer account, a list of contacts and cases associated with the account. All information should be on one screen. What OmniStudio tool should be used to meet this requirement? Option A. Customer Intel View. Option B. Flex Cards. Option C. OmniScript. Option D. Lightning Record Page. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Flex Cards. Question 25. How should the consultant design the OmniScript solution to allow the user to stop and resume a process at a later time? Option A. Use an integration procedure. Option B. Configure a resume step. Option C. Use a data raptor post action. Option D. Configure the save property. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option D. Configure the save property. Question 26. A business wants to transform an existing process into a digital interaction using OmniScript. The process includes several steps. Some steps apply to all users, and other steps only apply to users depending on their responses to certain questions. The business does not want all users to have to go through all the steps. Which OmniScript feature should the consultant recommend to meet this requirement? Option A. Script configuration. Option B. Script profiles. Option C. User roles. Option D. Conditional views. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option D. Conditional views. Question 27. A business is creating an agent console with flex cards to provide a 360 degrees view of their customers. The business wants the following information displayed: account information including account name, phone, and website, active opportunities related to the account, active contracts related to the account. The ability to view and renew contracts and integration procedure will be used to retrieve account, opportunity, and contract data. How should the consultant design the flex cards to meet these requirements? Option A. Parent flex card with single child and multiple card states. Option B. Parent flex card with multiple child and card actions. Option C. Parent flex card with single child and card actions. Option D. Parent flex card with multiple child and different card states. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Parent flex card with multiple child and card actions. Question 28. Which of the following use cases are best solved using expression sets and decision matrices? Choose 2. Option A. To determine the list of products to display to a customer. Option B. To return output that is calculated differently based on the date. Option C. To retrieve text data and convert it to an integer. Option D. To apply the correct factor when determining a cost. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B. To return output that is calculated differently based on the date. Option D. To apply the correct factor when determining a cost. Question 29. In which two cases should an integration procedure be used as a data source for flex cards and OmniScripts? Choose 2. Option A. To minimize the number of elements to be configured. Option B. To achieve elastic scaling. Option C. To separate the user interface from changes in the data sources. Option D. To retrieve multiple data sources in a single response. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A. To minimize the number of elements to be configured. Option D. To retrieve multiple data sources in a single response. Question 30. A business wants to display cases for an account using flex cards. The cases should be organized in a tabular list by case status, so that escalated cases appear first, followed by active and closed cases. Which flex card feature should consultant recommend to meet this requirement? Option A. A flyout with child flex cards with conditions to filter by case status. Option B. A database element with the group by property. Option C. Child flex cards in a parent flex card with the group by property. Option D. States with conditions to filter by case status. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. States with conditions to filter by case status. Question 31. A company needs to create a quoting process for its internal agents. During quoting, the agent selects a product and specifies the grade A, B, C, D, E, and the size small, medium, large, extra large. The process should look up the unit price using the product code, the grade, size, and then multiplies the unit price by a discount factor. Which tools should the consultant recommend to meet these requirements? Choose 2. Option A. Decision matrix. Option B. Expression set. Option C. Data Raptor extract. Option D. Data Raptor transform. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B. Expression set. Option D. Data Raptor transform. Question 32. A client wants to create an OmniScript to capture customer satisfaction. The process requires the following actions. Present the user with a customer satisfaction question that allows them to select one option from a 1 to 5 satisfaction rating. Create a case for an account team member to follow up. Email a summary message to the user. Which OmniScript elements should the consultant recommend to meet these requirements? Option A. Edit block, Data Raptor post action, and messaging action. Option B. Radio group, remote action, and messaging action. Option C. Radio group, Data Raptor post action, and email action. Option D. Multi-select, remote action, and email action. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C. Radio group, Data Raptor post action, and email action. Question 33. A company has an existing OmniScript that gathers customer information. User feedback suggests that the current process requires too much typing because all the data is entered into input text fields. The users also are concerned because there is no validation in the data that is entered, and users can sometimes enter data that contains errors. The required inputs are first name, last name, age, and email. Users are also presented a brief questionnaire regarding customer satisfaction. Which 3 input elements can the consultant recommend to improve usability and to provide validation? Choose 3. Option A, headline. Option B, range. Option C, email. Option D, text area. Option E, radio group. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B, range. Option C, email. Option E, radio group. Question 34. A business has a project that must be completed soon in order to meet important deadlines. However, the developer on the project has left the company, and the new team on the project has decided to use OmniStudio tools. The development work completed so far was done using Apex code. The new team must complete the project following these guidelines. Minimize implementation time, ensure end-user processes are as simple as possible. Find a way to ensure optimal UX in this scenario. What 2 actions should the consultant recommend to the project team? Choose 2. Option A. Replace existing Apex using data raptors and HTTP actions. Option B. Implement flex cards and OmniScripts for the front end. Option C. Create new LWC templates for branding and styling. Option D. Use existing Apex classes as data sources. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Implement flex cards and OmniScripts for the front end. Option D. Use existing Apex classes as data sources. Question 35. When a customer calls to report a product issue, agents need to check all open cases related to that product to see if there are any solutions that can resolve the customer's issue. Products that have been purchased are stored as assets, and there is a lookup relationship from case to asset that allows cases to be linked to the products customers have purchased. What type of data raptor can be used to retrieve a list of cases filtered by the customer's asset and the last service date of a asset? Option A. Data raptor transform. Option B. Data raptor extract. Option C. Data raptor load. Option D. Data raptor turbo. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B, Data raptor extract. Question 36. What business problem does Data raptor solve? Option A. It guides humans through a complex business process. Option B. It removes the need to code data mappings for data transformations. Option C. It allows developers to create complex API queries declaratively. Option D. It combines multiple steps and processes into a single server call. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. It removes the need to code data mappings for data transformations. Question 37. A company needs to implement new verification processes for contacts in their org. This process relies on 3 contact record types: recruiter, candidate, and trainer. The verification process is different for each type of contact. For example, recruiters must pass a background check, trainers must complete mandatory training classes, and candidates must achieve certifications. Which OmniStudio tools should the consultant recommend to meet these requirements? Option A. Single OmniStudio action that invokes separate OmniScripts. Option B. Specific flex cards with actions for each type of contact. Option C. Multiple OmniStudio actions that invoke separate OmniScripts. Option D. Single flex card with an action to invoke an OmniScript. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C, multiple OmniStudio actions that invoke separate OmniScripts. Question 38. A company wants to create a new digital interaction process that allows customers to request a quote for service from a local retail energy supplier. The process requires the following actions. Requirements: Choose 3. Option A. Data Raptor Post Action. Option B. Post to Object Action. Option C. Radio Input. Option D. Multi-Select Input. Option E. HTTP Action. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option A. Data Raptor Post Action. Option D. Multi-Select Input. Option E. HTTP Action. Question 39. Which element allows a user to retrieve data from a single field and display it in a drop-down list? Option A. Select. Option B. Lookup. Option C. Calculation Action. Option D. Data Raptor Extract Action. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Lookup. Question 40. A business needs to display installed products for field service technicians on service calls using a mobile device. The installed product information must be summarized so the technician can see key details at a glance. However, the technician also needs to sometimes access a list of past service dates for each product. Which two flex cards features should the consultant recommend to meet this requirement? Choose 2. Option A. Use flyouts. Option B. Use card states. Option C. Customize the styling. Option D. Enable the responsive property. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option A. Use flyouts. Option B. Use card states.